Evening all, welcome back to Space Engineers. Right, it's a talky one today. I actually got rid of the audio track for this because it was a bit bitty. I had a horrible day at work yesterday. So when I got back, I was really croaky and gravelly and just not in the mood for doing a particularly interesting commentary. So I thought it's probably better that I do a narration one just to tell you what we're kind of going on. Loving this game. Hope you are as well. We've been doing crazy amounts of videos for it. And I think this one was really the beginnings of the new kind of... we do a series called ARSE Labs, which hopefully you're all aware of, for Dust. And I think we're going to have to do something similar for this now because... the ideas that come from the guys and just generally as you sat there. I was literally sat in a meeting yesterday at work and they were talking about year-end financials and so on. And my brain just kind of was completely off with the fairies because it was like, do you know what? I wonder if we could do that. And I wonder if I could use a warhead to hollow out an asteroid and build a secret pirate base and just put the funny things in it. And literally the first thing I did when I got home was fire up the computer and do that. And this is probably one of the most enjoyable parts of this game. It's got the Minecraft X factor, if you want to call it that, because there's something very compelling about what you can do with it. Anyway, Josh came up with a good idea, and it's the acceleration gate. He actually created a gravity cannon, which you see here, and we'll explain how that works in just a moment. What actually you're seeing through your eyeballs right now is the logical conclusion of that gravity cannon is actually to create an Eve-based style acceleration gate. One of the big things you're going to have to do with this game is get around the sector because the sector is obviously huge. In theory, I think it's maybe even be infinite, but tell me if I'm wrong. So what we decided to do was to come up with an acceleration gate that would fire a player instantly to the other side of the map, many thousands of kilometers away. That way you can have like massive builds without having to have them all in view of each other. So it's a little bit kind of technical reasoning, but also a little bit kind of, I guess, just a bit of sci-fi lore. And as you can see, the original, there you go, just literally tried it and it worked. It worked quite well. So, this is already looking quite positive. The thing to bear in mind, look at the gravity indicator on the bottom right. Hopefully you can see that. What we have to always make sure is that the gravity fields are all synced up. Otherwise you do go off in a funny angle. So I just move this ship there and I switch off its reactor. Actually, that's probably not a good idea to do that. But I left this ship, in sync with the acceleration gate. I could have deleted it, but it's one of those things. And what we've got now is this is a very, very interesting concept because this is an acceleration gate. So naturally, the first thing you do when you literally create a piece of dark technology that can propel something at almost supersonic speed away from a point of origin, you mess with it and you start throwing. It's like a jet engine and Jackass, guys. You just start throwing stuff into it to see, hey, what's going to happen? And we started doing that. So we started trying to throw rocks, bits of starships themselves, down this thing to see what would work. And to be honest, a little bit disappointing in some that a lot of things didn't work. But as you can see, throwing yourself down, it does. So all you do is you switch off your inertial damper, and then the gravity field gets you, and then all of a sudden you're being flung headlong into the distance. And as long as you keep your gravity, your inertial stabilizer off, you will actually be propelled for some time. Now, I tried it with a ship. I tried turning off all the reactor, tried just doing stuff with the ship, and it didn't really work. So the next port of call was to go and grab a piece of rock. But sadly, the rocks are kind of all perma crazy locked. So for some reason, they don't kind of, I guess mass isn't in the game yet, is what I'm trying to say. Because I've got this fighter and I'm trying to grab it with a landing gear and pull it, and it's just not working. So, bit of a shame. I think what they're saying is that rocks now are pretty much... I guess have they always been like this? Probably they have, I don't remember. I could have sworn you used to be able to move asteroids. So we come up with a second idea, which is to encase it in like a little metal box that maybe we can then drag and move around. And we fix engines to it, and this is an abject failure as well. So didn't really work. So... bit annoying that, as you can see, look, we're ripping the ship apart, but that asteroid is literally locked in the box. So what we then do is we then just say, well, let's just try some general ore. Now, if you didn't know this, there's a way to just get ore very quickly. You can just create a new small cargo container and then despawn it, respawn it, despawn it, respawn it, and just take all the ore out. And This worked rather well because obviously the little bits of ore are completely reacting to gravity, so that we quite liked. So what we decided to do is to build a bit of a target at the end of of the acceleration gate. We did want to put a little like circular piece on it because that looked pretty sweet, but we'll come to that. And what we're going to do is then fire bits of rock at this little target. Now, again, the smaller rocks won't do too much damage, if any, to be honest. But it's a good indicator of what's flying out the end of the gun, if that makes sense. And the gun is me. And I just literally let go of the rock and it propels off. So here we go. So there's my target. That's my acceleration gate. It's looking rather acceleration gatey. So did you see that? You probably didn't see it. It moves so quick. It's like a magician's hands. There you go, boing. Let me just slow that down. See that? Just fired off at like crazy speed. You see that? I don't know if hopefully you can see that. But as we just drop all of them, they are propelling out the end. And the thing is, they're going faster than missiles and bullets. That's how fast they're going. And you can just see how literally fast that flew off then. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I slowed that right down. But it's working quite well. So literally just as you can see, as I drop more and more out, this is quite cool. So if we ever get the chance to I guess, make built modules not react to, or rather react to gravity as rocks do, then we will be able to propel warheads. We'll be able to literally start firing stuff at supersonic speed into the side of ships miles away. And what we're going to do is we're going to work on this acceleration gate and make it much more maneuverable, so you'll be able to actually aim it. So this little target here will turn into a targeting reticule, and then we'll be able to fire stuff. So there we go. And there's no limit to really what stuff we'll fire. We'll probably fire people, so we'll move from sector to sector using this thing. But also we'll start to when somebody builds something really cool that we're jealous of, what we're going to do is we're going to line up our cannon, and then we're going to start dropping rocks at it and plinking them. And there we go. This is the beauty of the game. So here we go one more time. Look at that. Love it. I hope you enjoyed that. This is a really great example of how fun and crazy and also, I guess, flexible this game is. And I think if you're not convinced yet, seriously, have a think, because it's a very, very good game and it's only going to get better. I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.